The forest ranger was making his rounds in the mountains when he was suddenly ambushed. A man jumped out, pulled a hunting rifle, and began firing wildly into the trees. Acting fast, the ranger, Jim, dove behind a tree for cover. Just as he was about to catch his breath, an arrow struck him in the shoulder. With no time to lose, Jim forced himself up and fled. Back home, he yanked the arrow from his shoulder, sterilized a piece of wire with a lighter, and stitched the wound shut himself. Jim had been living out here for 5 years, all in hopes of finding his missing daughter. Now, he had reason to believe that the mysterious attacker might be connected to her disappearance. He checked the surveillance footage around his cabin and caught a glimpse of the stranger chasing a young girl. Without hesitation, Jim rushed back into the woods. But before he could get far, he was ambushed again. He managed to dodge the arrows, but couldn't locate the attacker. Thinking quickly, he pulled a can of paint from his bag and hurled it into the air. The paint splashed all over the hidden assailant, forcing him to flee. Jim followed the trail to a nearby riverbank, where he found a pale, motionless figure. It was the same girl who had been chased. As he got closer, he saw that her vocal cords had been surgically removed. Without wasting another second, he scooped her up and carried her home. By the time they arrived, night had fallen. What Jim didn't know was that the mysterious man had already snuck into the house and was lying in wait. As the intruder lunged, Jim grabbed a nearby bottle and smashed it over the man's head. He tackled him into the wall, but his earlier injuries left him weakened. The attacker overpowered him and slammed him into the TV. Just as the stranger prepared to finish him off, the girl fired 2 shots, but missed. With the gun now empty, the man picked up his bow and slowly approached her. At that moment, a female police officer, drawn by the sound of gunfire, arrived at the scene. She walked in to find the girl lying in a pool of blood, and just then, Jim regained consciousness. The cop, not knowing the full story, mistook Jim for the attacker. Thankfully, Jim managed to shout out a warning, just in time for the officer to spot the real threat behind her. But before she could arrest him, the mysterious man made a strange hand gesture.